Why? That ain't no reason why, Cousin Charlie. Cousin. Hey, what is that noise over there? We're live. Watch the language. Cut off your language. Is that how you get me, Cousin Charlie?
Did I Jim this morning?
Cousin Charlie was there.
You can't share it.
I hit the button and full shot.
That's probably why. Go ahead, Cousin Charlie. Look, she's right. There you go. Go to my page. Where the man's watching, Sparkles is watching. There you go. There you go. There you go. Kathleen figured it out.
I guess that's how you share when you post something, right? Yeah, okay. So that way, sure.
Hey, man, you're a genius, Kathleen. I'm amazed. Hey, let's take a moment to brag on Kathleen, because whenever, before we get started, she's doing things behind our back we're not aware of.
Talking about it?
No, but she's committed
She is talking about it behind her back.
She's committed herself to improving, and she's been sneaky. She's been very covert about it. How many books have you already read this year?
I read 2, and I have to apologize. I didn't believe what you wanted to do, but you are right. I read it from another article.
Could you say that again?
That's
right. Was right.
About what?
About being an advocate for others. That's more meaningful in the end than just a closing gift.
Jeffrey Baker, Tommy Kathleen.
Hey, can you say that again?
She was telling me, but here's what I've noticed about Kathleen. Mm-hmm. She has really taken the way I think, and she understands it. So a lot of the stuff that goes out there is exactly the way I would have done it.
Well, everybody that works for you ought to be able to take your concept and make it better. Because they can, if they're really buying into vision.
I don't want to take the credit for that, because
but you make yours clear, and the clearer it is, then I understand it, and I can.
That's not giving you credit. That's the part of it.
Okay, I really wanted Pat. Yeah, I really wanted her.
Yeah, but what I'm saying about that is TDJ said it better. So what she's done is she has took something you did and magnified it to a level that we're seeing stuff all over the place that you ain't doing that she's doing. So it's,
well, what I'm also seeing is the way she's saying things. It's very similar. She understands that I'm a storyteller. I want to get people's emotions, so she understands that. So
she disciplined me this morning.
Well, she's living with a lot of discipline. She was out riding, she was out running this morning. Man, I am so tired this morning. I'm really dragging. Cousin Charlie, I need you to pick it up a notch. So we're going to get right to it. Good Monday morning to everybody. Carrie Ann Sear, Ron Young, Jeremy Winger, Nathan Sanders. Good morning to you live from Woodbury, buddy. Hope everybody's ready to have a great week. Hope you had a great weekend. Very disappointed in the Titans. I hope you are as well. Go Jaguars from here on out. So this weekend, me and Cousin Charlie, we worked out Saturday together.
Well, good.
Me and Sunday morning, me and Brittany Renee went to the MAC together. And she was going to go to her gym, and normally we go separate places. But I said, hey, let's go together, which is not like... It was very important to me that we rode together and we were just there together. So while I'm there, I decided I'm going to do something easy today. My body's a little beat up. I did not want to get on there and run. I didn't want to lift weights. I just wanted to do something. I wanted to do something for about 40 minutes.
You sit there and drink coffee and watch TV.
Sit on the couch and that. Well, no, here's what I did. I did the elliptical. No, it's actually one of those gliders. It's very low impact. My heart rate didn't get up too high. But why I did this is so I could listen to a podcast. And one person I've never really listened to, Weatherman, you're going to have a lot to say about this story today, Weatherman. One of the people that I never have listened to, but I need to start engaging. See, one of the things I love about this show right here is it forces me to read. It forces me to learn, because I got to have something to say. Tony Robbins, I wanted to listen to him. And I listened to him and Ed Millette podcast. And one of the things that he said early in this it was about an hour podcast. One of the first things he was talking about is whenever things happen to us in our life, that outcome always takes us back to what he calls our emotional house. You understand what I'm saying, everybody? Do you understand what that means? No matter what happens to you, you come back to a comfort, how you feel about something, and he calls that your emotional house. Well, here's what he went on to talk about. Some people, I'm going to use this as an example, but this is not true, okay? Let's just say my emotional house is always negativity. Whenever something happens, my emotional house, my setting, I look at what happened from a negative, okay? Let's say Cousin Charlie's, it always comes back to a positive, okay? Weatherman's could be...
Well, I don't mind telling mine comes back from a poverty and fear of being broke. And so that's a emotional house. So that's a strong one that a lot of people fight. So when you grow up in poverty, it's something that it still gets me to this day.
Okay, so he talked about how in life it's very easy to make the decision. We're going to physically upgrade our house. So today, I don't know if you saw it. It's talking about enlarging or moving up your emotional house. It's very easy if you just get together with your family and say, hey, we've outgrown our house. It's time to get a bigger house. But how often do you focus or become aware to your emotional house? Think about this. How long have you had those feelings?
My whole life I've had to this day.
And okay, well, he did say you can overcome these feelings.
Sure,
you can enlarge your emotional house. The first thing you got to do, though, is you've got to become aware. And then you've got to start focusing on how you can make your house bigger. Do you have anything to add, Cousin Charlie?
No, not yet.
Well, a lot of times so give you an example of not trying to take away from you. So when you grow up in poverty and you never have anything, part of being in that situation is when you do get money, you always want to try to do things because you never had it and you want to provide something that you never had. So when you do those things, a lot of times it keeps you in a state of mind, and it also depletes your funds because you're trying to make up for what you never had. Not for you, for the ones around you. So everybody always wants to correct their history. So if you grow up in poverty, you don't want your kids to grow up in poverty. One of the things I never told my kids ever, if we had financial problems, my kids never knew. They had no idea that there was any situation because I didn't want that mindset in their head. So all their life, they thought they were rich. So guess what I did?
We're rich, Daddy. We're rich.
I broke that curse. But that's
that
how you have to break
that
curse.
is very interesting.
Now I still have to work on me. So every time it's a thing that it's a wound that's real deep that ain't come all the way out yet. But I do acknowledge it and I do overcome it. But sometimes it does get you.
Okay. Well, how do you think? Hey, Matt. Good morning, Bill. Hope you had a great weekend. Hey, Matt. Do you do Range Rover flips, by the way? Huh? Hey, I got a title for this, too.
You got a tow truck.
Hey, do you have a tow truck for a Range Rover? But what are steps that can help you enlarge your emotional house to think at a higher level?
I think the first thing you've got to do is you've got to acknowledge where you're starting from. So many times what some weatherman saying is, the way I grew up, I want my kids to have it better than I had. And like he said, we may be struggling with something, my wife and I, but they don't know it. They don't realize where we're at, but it's always part of our past. Where you started at and you just try to build from it, but you've got to say, hey, this is where I am, and then you've got to take the necessary steps to get better.
What's step number 2, Weatherman, if you were going to say so? I can tell you what I believe.
I mean, a lot of times step number 2 is you have to think bigger than the situation.
Yep.
You have to. So if I have a thought saying that I'm always going to be poor, then I always got to overcome that and say I'm going to be rich. I'm going to do something. I am a millionaire. You already. The Bible says speak things as though they are. So you have to speak things into existence over yourself and over your family.
I agree. You've got to create a life in advance, and then you've got to work towards making that happen.
Absolutely.
But for me, it was always hard. I always go back to limiting myself. That is like a default. Whenever something big comes up, I immediately start thinking too small. I go into I can't do that instead of I'm going to figure out a way to do that. That is something that I'm working on every single day. So whenever I say something, kids, I need y'all to say, dude, quit saying that. Figure it out. Commit and then figure it out. I overanalyze things. I immediately am thinking, well, I'm not in a position to do that right now. Well, That's not true, because I've got friends that may be able to help me. Like, let's just say, Weatherman has brought me several attempted deals over the last 2 years. And one deal, especially, I should have just committed, figured it out, and because that could have been the Thompson Lane deal.
Yeah,
that is something that because right then I did not have a solution. That was my problem. I didn't have a current solution to figure out the problem. What I should have decided is, let's go ahead and commit to this and let's figure it out. But my emotional house, whenever he told me about this, immediately went back to my comfort of where, well, right now financially, I just did this, I did that, I've got this, I've got that. I can't do that. Well, really, that was the wrong decision if I want to grow my emotional house. Now, by not doing it, my comfort is, hey, I can't do it.
Right.
And it just kept me right here. Hey, Jamie Stillman, Dwayne Parker, what's shaking, kids? Happy Friday, or Monday.
And not to put you on the spot, but I know you're very vulnerable, but, going back to your childhood and everything else, and then there's always some insecurities probably in you that is, when you're talking about emotional house, that you're overcoming. And a lot of that is fear. God has blessed you with some powerful friends that help you, and I think it's helping you overcome those things because you don't have to have it, because you have allies that have it. And that's what truly makes for good partnerships and good teamwork. And they're in your life for a reason. And vice versa. They're going to need you the same way you need them. Whether it may not be monetary, it literally may be loyalty. So one thing that I noticed about you is true loyalty. You can't put a price on loyalty.
Loyalty to a fault, Kathleen. Hey, Matt Sledge is trying to trade his wife. Low miles, one owner, and she cooks. Brittany Renee, I see you on here. Thank you for getting on here, kiddo. One day I do want to talk about insecurity. And,
I didn't put you on the spot.
No, hey, because I want to acknowledge something. How long have we been going? I'm very tired. I need more pre-workout. I am.
11 minutes.
We've been going 11 minutes. But I was listening to something where these two highly successful people that I listen to, and both of them have companies that are like in the couple $100 million ranges. And they were both talking about how insecure they are. And people that are very driven are insecure. They were saying this. But we have decided someone's labeling themselves as insecure is such a weakness. But driven people are very insecure.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with, so I'm sitting here thinking about all the things I want to accomplish in my life. There's so many things that are driving me towards something. And really, it's because I'm not secure with where I am. I'm not happy with where I am right now. There is nothing wrong with admitting that you're insecure about things. Sure. Now, I think in relationships, whenever you hear, hey, he's so insecure. I think there's a difference between being insecure and not having confidence. I think you can be insecure and still have confidence. Absolutely. Do you agree with that, with man?
Yeah.
So,
you think Donald Trump's got insecurities?
Oh, yeah. That's why he's always saying stuff.
Think about this, though. If not, his hair is a big part of who he is. That's such a big insecurity to him. Even though it seems minute, he's worried about his image. He's worried about because of what he does with his hair. Now his hair has made him famous, so he can't change it. But literally, all the money in the world still can't make you happy about that part.
No, but what Tony Robbins, and this is a guy I need to start exploring more of, what will make you happy is living with fulfillment.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so you can be successful and still not be fulfilled. So you need to work on how do you become more and more fulfilled. Hey, everybody, I apologize about my energy this morning. I'm tired. I don't know what's wrong with me
Which
today.
you've already mentioned that
Weatherman, bring your, hey, attaboy.
Actually, part of what the fulfillment is, what you've been talking about, is finding your why, which is really finding your purpose. And so that gives you fulfillment when you know that you're in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. It just makes you feel tremendous, and you're doing things right. When you're in the wrong seat on the wrong boat, guess what? It doesn't feel good. No. Now, so what you're talking about will give people fulfillment and joy because they're finding their purpose. There's a lot of people out there in the wrong job. You know what I say to them?
Go find the right
Find
one.
another job.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
But their emotional house won't let them escape that because
they're
they're comfortable. Hey, I can sit here and I can deal with this because it is comfort. Now I'm going to tell you the one thing that is probably two things that will help you live a more fulfilled life. Weatherman said it: finding your purpose, finding something that you love to do. Number two is relationships. Now, because of some void I've had in my past, I cling to a lot of my relationships. Ex-girlfriends, they're still very involved in my life. Childhood friends. I don't know why, but I, like you said, loyal. I'm very, very loyal. I don't like the fact that I'm moving on without somebody. So those are things that make me feel good. Is that keeping me in a bad spot? I don't know.
It'll definitely cause roadblocks, but the roadblocks can be overcome because once somebody can see your true heart, then it's very understandable. What I mean by that is people they underestimate how valuable loyalty is and advocacy is. Mm-hmm. And those are two things that you definitely is your stronghold and your strength. Hey, guess what? You're a good salesperson. You're a great leader. But your best asset to me is loyalty. The reason I'm with you is loyalty and your ability to think of others than yourself. And that is a great quality. That's why you're surrounded by great friends.
Enough about me. Hey, Austin. Hey, Harrison Yonts. What's up, man?
But you know that's what you're talking about.
Yonts.
That's the real deal. So that's kind of.
Well, I appreciate that, weatherman.
And they just Charlie's got his great assets too.
Well, what are they, cousin Charlie? Tell us something.
No,
what are you going to say?
Think about it. Charlie is very positive. He's very likable. He's never negative. He's never down. And so you cling to that because you know what? If you're having a bad moment, then guess what? You get around him and automatically it goes away.
So what we're talking about this morning, if you just got on here, is your emotional house. What I mean by that is whenever something happens to you in your life, whether it's an opportunity that's presented to you or something doesn't go your way, we all go back to where we're comfortable, how we're made, our emotional house. Some people are just a negative person. Some people have a very positive outlook. But if bad news were to break, we've got a deal closing, let's say on Tuesday, and it does not happen. How do you take that?
It's an opportunity to do something.
Well, you don't have a choice, do you?
Instead of
I hate
we don't have a choice, but
yeah.
But I mean, you really, whenever you can focus on bounce back, whenever things. Yeah. Kathleen put something out about bounce back this weekend. The great one up there. Whenever things don't go your way and you're really, really depending on, like today, something that I'm depending on could not go my way. How am I going to recover when it does not go my way?
Sure.
So everybody, hey, I'm about to fall asleep. Did I go to bed last night? I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but I am very tired. I drug around in the gym this morning, but tomorrow we'll come back with something better. We got to get ready for Mastering Monday. Anybody out there that wants to learn how to improve their sales game, please reach out to us every Monday, 9 a.m. We're going to talk about getting better, how to overcome objections. Ann is the most positive person you can cut a finger on. She's too. Well, see, that's what Tony Robbins was talking about. They were talking about how some people, if it's just the guy that was interviewing Ed Millett, he was talking about his mother-in-law is such a God-fearing woman. Everything is by faith with her, and everything goes back to God. And like if it's raining over and over and over again, she'll just look at it. Well, God's trying to cool us off, So she never ever. She's never negative about things. Hey, Big Kahuna. Hey, anybody out there, if your heating and air goes out, call our guy, Shane Ray, the Big Kahuna. We're about to get off here and get ready for Mastering Monday, everybody. Have a great day.